Today's stories include the next Bioshock experience's development turmoil. Darksiders 4 has been announced, and everything announced at EVO over the weekend. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, August 4th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing, Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the Master of Hype, Snowbike Mike.
Good morning, Bless. How are you today on this lovely Monday?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little under the weather.
Yeah, I was going to say.
As to be expected after spending 4 days with international best friends all around the globe, sweating on one another.
Mr. Worldwide is what they call you.
You know
Mr.
me.
Around the Globe is what they call
But
you.
I'm shaking it off, Bless. I had a nice resting weekend. Gonna play some Pokemon this week.
Pokemon.
I'm putting my name in the review hat for Pokemon.
A late entry.
Watch out, here I come. I'm gonna play
conveniently
Pokemon
wait
Emeralds.
until Greg leaves on that one.
He can't listen. He's gone. He can't find
Exactly.
that.
He can't say nothing now.
What
I'm in.
Pokemon you playing?
Pokemon Emerald is what I'm gonna play.
Why Emerald?
Emerald. I saw some fan-made ones, and I got excited about a couple. And I was like, you know what? The OG looks good, and Emerald seems to be where I want to be at. You know, kind of the old school look, the old school feel. Pokemon that I still kind of know, so I'm gonna go with Emerald.
Gotcha. Listen, I like Emerald a lot. I've not played it since I was maybe in high school.
Okay.
And that was also like the latest gen I got into before the Switch came out.
Oh, I like that.
So like I played the first 3 gens Pokemon. And then I never owned a DS or a 3DS.
Ah.
And then I came back around when the Switch came out, and then I played all those ones. And so I'm back now, right? I'm back in the Poke world. But I was gone there for a second. There's a few gens that I need to get back to.
There's a lot of gens out there.
A lot of gens out there.
How was your weekend, Bless?
Weekend was fun. Went to a barbecue on Saturday.
Nice.
It was like a potluck style thing. Everybody brought their own food that they cooked up.
Favorite dish?
Oh, it was all amazing.
Who brought the taste?
Everybody did. It was one of those ones where everybody delivered.
Everybody delivered.
Everybody delivered. I brought drinks. I was like, I hit up Belinda and Yusuf, and I was like, hey, I do not want to cook. I will buy however many drinks I'm allowed to buy. And they're like, you know what? We don't have drinks, so please buy drinks.
But you always say that your aunt makes some great rice.
Yes.
You didn't feel like that was the right setting for this one?
No, because they specifically were like, yo, we want to see what people bring to the table, like yourself, right? And then also, I was a late entry. I wasn't gonna go. I mentioned it on KFGD on Friday that I originally had planned to go to Seattle this weekend, and so like this was a last minute thing of I'm going to the barbecue. Like I'm not going to the Seattle anymore. Yeah. But also I just don't have it in me to like figure out what I'm gonna cook last second.
Okay.
And so I stopped by Trader Joe's, where apparently Roger saw me.
Yeah.
It didn't say a word.
He was stalking you.
He was stalking me at
You
Trader
know
Joe's.
that I wouldn't let that slide. I'd walk right up to you.
Yeah.
If I saw you in the groceries, if I saw any of you, I would be all over you.
Let me tell you want to get pepper sprayed. You come up to me uninvited. Surprise me.
Blessing, of course, there's some other fun stuff. EVO happened this weekend. You put out an interesting tweet in a blue sky, a BS, as Greg
BS,
calls
as Greg says, yes.
You asked, hey, is there anyone doing really good video essays on TikTok? And you kind of got mixed reactions. There were some people who saw some. There were some people who were like, no, Bless, TikTok is for the cheerleader dances that Snowbike Mike watches.
Yeah.
And nothing else. What happened?
No, well, here's the thing. I of course, I have people in my circles that love content, that love to want to see me shine, right? And like, I've been like, putting out, writing scripts for video essays that I want to put out on YouTube or whatever. But like, I have some people that are like, yo, you got to do short form. You got to do TikTok. You got to do YouTube and whatever. And like, I think the latest thing that moved the needle for me was saying, my friend Sarah, she put up I don't even know if I would call it a video essay, but like a 3-minute thing about Superman and like what Superman means politically. And like, it was a 2 to 3 minute video and it was done so well. And I was like, man, I don't think I've been giving this the props it deserves as far as like what you can do with short form as a thing, right? And so I was kind of just looking into it, wondering, should I mess around with the idea of doing like short form video essay type stuff? Yeah. I wrote a short script.
Okay.
I haven't made anything with it yet, but like I wrote a script about video game IP that would work well in Magic the Gathering.
I love that.
We'll see if that
Some
comes
of your
out.
Passions right now. I like that.
Yeah, but this is me testing the waters, seeing what people are into, trying to see the creators that are doing things. People were shouting out your guy that you did KFGD with, I think, one time. 8-bit something?
Yeah, let me get it to me. Ronell.
Ronell,
8-bit
yes.
Closed Fist. I love Ronell and his team, what they do. I also shouted out DQ Roman, who I think does a really good job. Give me kisses, give me smooches at the end, he always says.
Okay.
Give me kiss.
Give me kiss.
And it's fun. They both do very good video game kind of commentary in the short form, which I enjoy watching.
Yeah, and so that's the idea. Is like I'm just trying to explore things, figure out how to do my passions in a way that
I like that.
is evolving with the medium. I think
People
that's my
want to
fault.
see you, Bless.
I think one of my big faults is that I get stubborn as far as like what I want to make. And growing up, the kind of like you see the Blessing Show, right?
Yeah, of
I
course.
I love making that kind of content. I grew up watching John Oliver and Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart, and like I wanted, like for such a long time, I wanted to make that for video games. And recently, I looked at KFGD and I was like, well, KFGD is pretty much just
That's
that
your
for
baby.
video
This
games,
is your
right?
baby.
And so, you know, I think I kind of locked myself into I want to make 10-minute, 20-minute long YouTube video essays. Now I'm trying to, like, you know, evolve.
Okay,
Allow
I like
myself to be
that.
malleable. Allow myself to grow.
We're going to see our boy Blessing grow, everybody. So go out there and support him on any of the stuff that he does. And we'll be right there riding with you, Bless.
Thank you. I appreciate it,
I'll
Mike.
be your number one cheerleader.
Thank you. Remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every week that we run you through the nerdy news and need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, and now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. We're an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, which is my interview with Sloclap, the developers of Sifu and Rematch. This is one of those ones, right, where we always talk about when we get guests on, we do interviews, them not performing as well. This is one that if you are a fan of this kind of content, or if you're just somebody who is curious about Rematch, curious about Sifu, if you're fans of either of those games, or just want to hear more about video game development, highly recommend you check out this episode. We got some scoops in there.
Ooh,
We got some scoops, some original scoops in there. Got stories behind the development of Rematch and Sifu. And so go check it out. It could use your clicks. It could use your support because we want, I personally like to make this kind of content. And so your clicks will help support that.
this is going to be a good one. I'm very excited to watch this. And
Yes.
yeah, I'm excited to have a conversation with you about Rematch, Bless, maybe by the end of the year or later on, and my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I want to hear more of your Rematch thoughts.
Because I still don't think it hit its potential. That's what I'm going to stand by.
We'll talk about more about that later. After Gamescast is the Kind of Funny podcast. Then the stream after that is Co-op Kaiju Horror Cooking Sim. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is being done by Roger. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. Today we're brought to you by Kind of Funny in Review, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Starting with our number 1. The next Bioshock game changes leaders after development turmoil. This is Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Take-Two Interactive Software is overhauling parts of the next Bioshock game and shaking up management after senior executives expressed they were unhappy with its development, according to people familiar with the situation. The new Bioshock, which is being produced by Cloud Chamber, recently failed a review by executives at 2K Games. The publishing subsidiary of Take-Two said the people who weren't authorized to discuss private information and asked not to be identified. The game's narrative was identified as an area that was particularly in need of improvement and will be revamped in the coming months, the people said. 2K Games subsequently ousted studio head Kelly Gilmore and moved creative director Hogarth de la Plante to a publishing role. In a recent all-hands meeting, Cloud Chamber staff were told that the company needs to become more agile and efficient, leading to worries that layoffs may follow, the people said. Quote, We are working hard to set Bioshock up for the best possible future, 2K Games said in a statement in response to questions from Bloomberg. Quote, Right now, we have a good game, but we are committed to delivering a great one. We're working closely with leadership at the studio to define this path, end quote. The spokesperson confirmed the leadership change and added that the company is, quote, fully committed to ensuring we deliver a Bioshock game that exceeds the lofty expectations of our fans, end quote. 2K Games was also developing a remake of the first Bioshock game, but that was shelved earlier this year, according to people familiar with the plans. Mike, how hard do you think it is to make a Bioshock game? Obviously making any video game is a very hard thing, right? But Bioshock in particular,
Blessing, in 2025, it is probably very difficult to walk the tightrope that is creating a Bioshock game.
Yes.
Of appeasing your corporate overlords while also having something to say that pushes up against what's happening in society. Yeah, I'm sure that's a tough one right now.
Yeah, I think you nail it as far as the juggling act. I think it is, figuring out how to make something that you think is going to sell, because it's a 2K game. 2K, they want results, they want money, right? We want to make something that's going to be popular and something that's going to sit well with people. I think you also have big shoes to fill narratively when you talk about what Ken Levine and that studio did with Bioshock, especially Bioshock 1, right? I think that's the one that really stands out to people. But I would even extend it to Infinite as well. I know that was more of a controversial one because there's a different kind of action there. But Infinite, I would say, still does has its fans, right?
Yeah.
I think trying to follow that up over a decade later, Infinite came out in 2013, I want to say. And Bioshock 1 came out years and years before that. So you're following that up over a decade later with a new team, different team. And yeah, like, I think that's, I don't know how you land this. I don't know how you do this.
Yeah, of course, as well, it's been a long time since the Bioshock craze, right? We have a new generation of gamers who don't really know that name and don't have the, hey, I got to jump on this day one kind of remembrance like the old heads in video games do. And so it's a very interesting situation to be in. What a time we were in where we had Bioshock, the idea of a new Bioshock, and Judas all up on our screens all the time. It was the only thing we were talking about for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then those projects are going to go dead silent because, big lofty goals here to bring these kind of ideas back.
Yeah. Them saying, somebody, I don't, this might have been you that highlighted it, right? Somebody told that the company needs to become more agile and efficient.
Yeah, I highlighted that. You don't ever want to hear that from your corporate overlords in 2025. I can promise you that is not what you want to hear. That's a tough one, right? Because in reality, agile and efficient, yeah, sure, we'd love to hear that, right? We want to be able to move. We want to be able to adjust. We want to make sure the team is working at its very best because that's our goal. Mm-hmm. But in 2025, we know that's not what that means. It means, hey, get ready. We're going to cut a large percentage of all of you, and you're going to figure out how to do the work and get this out to the finish line.
Do you think we see Bioshock, this new Bioshock, come out? If that is the case, if they're talking about layoffs, if they're talking about becoming more agile and efficient, do we even see this game?
Yeah, Bless, that's a tough one because you'd love to say yes, right? You've put too much time and effort and money into it to not be there, right? You're talking about having a narrative, rewriting that, reworking that, and kind of massaging that to fit what you want it to do. But at the same time, we've seen too many projects come and go where, it doesn't matter how far along you are in the process. Mm-hmm. Perfect Dark, we could just cut you and just say, you know what? That's not going to fit it. We'll save whatever dollars we can. We'll move on to the next one, especially when we talk about Take-Two Interactive and that lineup, right? You think of that, you think of 2K. You think of the sports games. You think of Borderlands, right? You think of, like, we have the mega all-stars here. We don't really have room to play with failure, especially in today's video game industry where failure is really tough and not really the best option situation-wise, where we'll just cut your whole studio right afterwards. So, yeah, this is a tightrope that this team is walking to try to bring back Bioshock, which I know a lot of old people love. I don't know if that's like, it reminds me of bringing back Perfect Dark, where it's like, but do the young kids love that? I don't know on that one.
That's the tough thing is I think they can. I think Bioshock, I think, is such a great game at its core, but it also does things where I'm like, I think you touch on something interesting there as far as Perfect Dark, where we go back to Perfect Dark, right? Perfect Dark at its time was fucking fantastic. Has such a high, I think it still has one of the highest Metacritics. Like, it's that kind of game that came out and it made people go, damn, y'all had something here. Like, this is something fantastic and solid, right? But years and years pass and trends come and go and all this shit, right? And Bioshock, I think, is one of those things that is special as like a singular thing, right? Like, Bioshock is almost one of those things where I don't know if you ever needed to follow up on Bioshock. I'm somebody who really liked Infinite at the time.
Yeah.
I thought Infinite was fantastic, but also one of the reasons why people didn't like Infinite was just that, hey, this is a different take on something that felt so specific. Bioshock had the immersive sim elements. Bioshock was slow. Bioshock was a bit more cerebral in terms of like the moment to moment. You have these different abilities and you're hiding, and like it was so atmospheric, right? You see the shadow of like an enemy or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And then it scurries away, and you're like, what? And then you go look for it, and it's not there, and you're like, damn, like there's atmosphere here. There's an energy to this game. It feels like it's such a singular, bespoke thing that I don't know how you iterate on it and make it as special as that original game. And does that even speak, right? Like, how do you make a Bioshock today that speaks widely? And not just to the me's and the you's and our audience, but like to the millions and millions of people that they probably want to reach with this thing.
That's $1 million question. That is the fun that the team is struggling with right now to figure out.
Very corny.
I have an idea. You get the guy Ken Levine, right?
Yeah.
You give him a studio and you let him do something that's like kind of Bioshock, but not really. You know, like maybe move away from Bioshock because that was a title that meant something way back when.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much now.
Maybe have like your own. You're like Ken Levine can figure out his new gameplay.
Yeah, and like some new interesting gameplay mechanics. Maybe call it. I'm just gonna throw out a title there. Judas.
I like Judas.
Judas is a good title. You know?
Yeah, I like Judas as a title.
Where is that
I always thought it was very weird that they were developing both of these.
Yeah, right. Because Judas is being published by 2K.
I believe so.
I'll
Correct me if I'm
double-check as we're
wrong,
talking.
chat, but like I always thought that was very weird.
I also think it's bizarre, and I think it's like the having your cake. So it's being developed. Well, I'm saying developed and published by Ghost Story Games. So chat, hit me with the correction on like
on their website though. They have a Take-Two logo there that takes you to Take-Two Interactive.
Okay, so is it under Take-Two but not under 2K? Is that the deal? Even with that though, like I'm with Barrett that I do think it's bizarre. I think maybe it's the have your cake and eat it too of we have the IP Bioshock and we want to see more out of that IP because it's an IP that has potential, but we have the creator Ken Levine and we want him to like do what he's going to do and make something that is going to evoke that. So you try to do both those things at the same time, and maybe it's them being like, hey, one of these is going to hit at least, hopefully.
Yeah. Or you can go 70% of the way and say, you know what, one of you looks really good. The other one, you're now done.
Yeah. Which I think puts Bioshock even more on the chopping block as far as,
of course,
if this ain't coming together, well, we got Judas. Like Judas is going to come out, and that seems more far along. I want to shift gears and talk about this Bioshock remake.
Did you need another remake?
That was going to be my exact question.
Okay, because I just played the recent remake. It holds up. It's very fun.
You're talking about the remaster that came out for like PS4, Xbox
Like, do we
One.
need another one?
I mean, I would say no. Unless you're making that shit look incredible. I haven't played the remaster, so I don't know how much better that looks. But even the original game, I thought looked really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, this one looks good. Sure, it's not 2025 standards that you would live up to, but it still makes an old game look very good, and it's fun to play. It has the story. It has everything you could ask for. I am shocked. I don't know why we would need this. It's probably just try to get it back in the mindstay of everybody and try to get you back into it, right?
Yeah.
Just put Big Daddy and some other character in Fortnite, and don't worry about it. You got the youth back in.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Bioshock is such an incredible game. Bioshock, though, and this is going to be my medium take. I don't know if it's a hot take.
Okay.
I'm cooking it right now as I talk. So I'm going to say it's a hot
Let
take.
him cook it.
I don't know if Bioshock needs to be a franchise. I think Bioshock can be a great game. And I think it can come out and be maybe one of the best first-person shooters or best however you want to categorize it. I don't know if you need to keep iterating on Bioshock. It doesn't. I don't want to see the big daddies in Fortnite. I don't want to see. I know they've not announced a Bioshock movie yet, but I don't need a Bioshock movie. I don't need a Bioshock character in a fighting game. You know what I mean? Just let Bioshock be Bioshock. Maybe remaster it every 3 generations and call it a day.
That's a fair take.
Yeah, sometimes you have a great game and you can just let it rest.
Yeah.
Les, you've done a great job. We're happy with
everything needs to be
Let
a
it
franchise,
rest.
Michael. Everything.
That's the problem that we live in this way.
I need to snort that money.
God, snorting money.
Well, they got 2 options here. If Judas is really underneath the umbrella, you just double down on that one.
Yeah. Wait, have they announced? Somebody says, but they have announced a Bioshock show. Did they really announce a Bioshock show?
I thought we talked about that.
No way.
That sounds like something that we reported on like 5 or 6, or talked about 5 or 6 years ago, and then just like never went anywhere.
People are saying, yeah, they have a movie in the works. They 100% have announced a Bioshock movie. Hit me in the kindoffunny.com/you're-wrong with an article or like a link to exactly what it is, because I want to look more into that. Because we probably talked about that, but we've also talked about every video game.
I thought it was
turned into a movie.
semi-recently.
It might have been in the last year. Again, we've had a million of these stories.
This
from
was
last year.
May 27, 2025. Everything we know about Netflix upcoming Bioshock movie
Jesus Christ.
from GameSpot.com.
Bioshock director, this was May 15th this year. This is IGN.com. Says, Bioshock director says we're in a pretty good place with Netflix's tricky movie adaptation. Terminator Dark Fate screenwriter is penned the most recent draft.
First
Lovely.
announced in February 2022.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, you were right on that.
February 20. Okay.
A very long time ago.
Well, we'll see about that. Story number 2. Darksiders 4 and other things announced at THQ Nordic's digital showcase. This is Imran Khan at restart.run. Imran Khan.
Emron,
Look
the
at him.
Don.
THQ Nordic held a digital showcase revealing much of its upcoming portfolio, including a Darksiders game that has been teased for over 15 years now. I'm going to go through the list of games announced here, starting with SpongeBob Titans of the Tide.
Woo!
It's a new 3D platformer starring SpongeBob and Patrick, where the two can switch with each other at the press of a button. It launches on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, and Switch 2 on November 18th, 2025. In a few months.
Wait,
Bear.
that's this year?
That's this year, November
That's this
18th.
year. They also got the Hoffman.
How
That's
does this
crazy.
How does this hit you, Barrett?
Very excited for this one. I forget what the title of the other 3D platformer that came out a couple of years ago that was kind of the spiritual successor.
The Cosmic something?
Cosmic Shake, yeah. And that was like a really solid time. And it was like, it didn't blow me away, but it was one of those, if this was out as like when I was growing up, I would be as in love with this game as I was Battle for Bikini Bottom. So
Nice.
This team knows what they're doing. And so to see another one of these and it's coming out this year, like absolutely. And I love that we actually get to play as Patrick, I think Battle for Bikini Bottom, you could play as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I'm stoked for this. This is awesome.
There's a lot of Hoff in this trailer.
There's a lot of Hoff in
a
this
lot of
trailer.
Hoff in this
dude.
trailer.
Yeah,
And there's
you pay a
also
lot of
very
money
naked
for it.
Patrick, which
Which is actually,
I'm into this. This is great.
this is my first time seeing this trailer. This looks fun.
Yeah.
I love that we're getting there to the era of Nickelodeon games where they can actually come out and be pretty decent.
Yeah.
Of course.
Solid 3D platformer, collectathon.
Yeah, give me a solid 3D SpongeBob platformer. Even Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, the second one that came out, pretty decent. Like,
Okay.
we're getting better as they go. And that's one of my complaints with Nickelodeon games is like, yo, you're Nickelodeon. Why do all your games suck? And so I love that we're here. More from the showcase. We got Sacred 2 Remaster announced. We got another trailer for The Eternal Life of Goldman. If you don't remember, that's the cool looking 2D platformer that kind of has like a Cuphead-esque art style to it. Looks really cool. You're playing, I presume this is Goldman that you're playing as. You're playing as an older dude. Looks good. Looks really good. We got The Guild Europa 1410 that got a largely live action trailer. Gothic 1 Remake was announced, a remake of the 2001 PC game that was it was first announced in 2020. It is coming to PS5, PC, and Xbox in early 2026, but a demo is available on consoles right now. Then also, we got a trailer for Gothic Classic 1 through 3. The entire trilogy is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series for the first time in 2026. We got a trailer for Reanimal. I'm really looking forward to this one. That one's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, Switch 2 in early 2026. This is the one from the Little Nightmares devs, and it looks fucking awesome. I'm all about this. We got Fatekeeper showing up. Imran writes about this one. As is trendy to do, the trailer begins by bragging that Fatekeeper is being made by only 10 people, a number I am pretty sure I do not believe. That said, the first-person RPG looks interesting. And then they ended it all with Darksiders 4. The big announcement of the show, the Darksiders series is finally making good on the cliffhanger teaser from the first game back in 2010. The short teaser employs the dialogue from the original game's ending and shows all four horsemen emerging from a fire. The developer is Gunfire Games, which is a studio largely made up of developers from the former Vigil studio, which made the first two Darksiders games. No target date was announced, but the platforms at the end of the trailer said PC, Xbox Series X, and PS5. Speaking of franchises, Darksiders 4, they made a fourth one. Good for them.
They
What you got to say, Mike?
got a lot. Well, they technically already had 4. They had Genesis as well.
Oh, you're right. Genesis was Genesis.
That was the Diablo-like almost twin stick shooter vibe.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
mainline.
That was like a that was a spin-off.
They already have plenty. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Are you a Darksiders hater?
I mean, I'm not a hater. I'm just not I'm not jumping into that. It's been a long, long time. I think I played 1 and a little bit of Genesis, and that was about it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what I get from this is shout out to THQ saving those AA games that people talk about and want more of, right? Hopefully, it's smaller budget to make the game. Hopefully, more people buy into it.
Yeah.
We've seen that with Space Marine, Outsiders, or what was the game that Andy and you love?
Outriders?
Outriders, games like that continue to find a little piece of the pie and somehow do well, and that's what we want more of.
Yeah, the talk we had with Zalafir Nelson on Gamescast a couple weeks ago, right? Was a very enlightening one, because one of the things I really liked about what he was talking about was making games at a set scope, right? And he makes games at a small scope, but he gets so creative with it. And for him, it's about, all right, what is the budget? What is the scale that we have? How do we get the most out of this, right? How do we make games at a sustainable rate that is doable for us and also makes sense at this size? And THQ Nordic has always bewildered me, because they're a company that shouldn't work, right? They're a company that I think has made, and is more so, I guess, their owners. I was going to say Koch Media, and now I want to say PlayOn. Whoever is the big, I've lost track of all these names.
Yeah.
The big guys. Is it Koch?
I don't remember.
Are you sure it's not Lord of the Rings and Friends?
Lord of the Rings and Friends, whatever the fuck they're called nowadays. They've made really bad decisions.
Okay.
They fucking acquired everybody. They made a deal with Saudi Arabia that didn't go through, allegedly. You remember all this shit that happened. Was it PlayOn? Somebody says PlayOn, which cost you. Embracer. Thank you. Embracer. Embracer fucked everything up. And I feel for the publishers that are under Embracer, because I think when I look at some of these individual publishers, I can see the vision, even though it's weird. Even though you're out here making SpongeBob video games and Darksiders video games and Fate Keeper and Gothic and Sacred 2.
South Park Snow Day.
Truck
and Logistics Simulator.
Yeah, it all.
Remnant from the Ashes 2.
But Remnant from the Ashes too, right? Andy will swear by that, right?
Yeah.
It somewhat feels like a House of Cards a little bit, where it's oh damn, this is all going to topple over. You can't put out a bunch of games that hit that 6 to 7 in range, and have that keep your company afloat. But if you're able to make something special with that scale and go, all right, how do we make SpongeBob games that aren't fucking AAA, but can satisfy that audience, because you have the fucking SpongeBob IP, and make it look fun and make it look interesting. That SpongeBob game looks good.
Why not, Bless?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Darksiders. I know Darksiders has a fan base.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you can make something that's to scale for that Darksiders fan base and have it perform as well as it needs to, it doesn't need to sell 5 million. It doesn't need to sell 4
We don't
million.
need 100 million players.
We don't need 100 million players. If we can make something at scale that's good, why
Bring back
can't we
the
manage
double A,
that?
you know?
Why don't
Bring
you
back
call,
the double A.
Why don't you call up THQ Nordic? Have a sit-down interview with them. Learn about this. Because they seem to be the team that's identified that, and they're trying to do that.
Yeah, but I can't tell if they're doing a good job or not yet. Wait, I gotta give it some time.
Okay,
We gotta give it some time to simmer.
Okay.
We gotta
Next.
see what the end results of all these things are. What I will say is, you tell me there's a THQ Nordic showcase. Up until now, I've been I ain't watching that. We've seen these showcases from these Embracer publishers. No, I'm not watching that. After this showcase, I might tune in.
Now you're damn, I missed.
Now I'm damn, I would have wanted to see these get
To be
announced.
fair, did we know that this was happening?
No.
All of these announcements were coming through when you and I were streaming Dead Take. And it was when was this announced that they were doing a showcase?
I think they announced their showcases really early. I think there's not been announced in May or June, and they just did a bad job of reminding us. And then they were oh, it's happening right now. Oh shit, SpongeBob. All right, cool. Mike, we're gonna shift gears and talk about another flurry of announcements. But before we get there, I want to talk to you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames, where you can go and get the Kinda Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad-free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by our own show, Kinda Funny in Review. It is our movie review show, and it is the best place to get all of our thoughts on all the latest in entertainment. Greg, and how has it been this year?
It's been awesome because I came back. Alien vs. Predator in review. Superman in review. Fantastic Four currently happening in review. It's been a great time, and I've been crazier than ever.
You really have. It's been banger after banger after banger of episodes of In Review. Doesn't mean the movies necessarily work.
Oh, they often
Sometimes we're talking about some all-time greats. Sometimes we're talking about some of the worst movies ever made. But no matter what, Greg is drinking his Cokes and having a good time and saying some of the craziest things you've said on Kind of Funny content ever.
That's right. If you're unfamiliar, of course, In Review is us picking a movie series, watching them all, then ranking and reviewing them all while meticulously recapping the plot and not screwing anything up.
But here's the thing. I know a lot of you are watching live probably on Kind of Funny Games Daily or Kind of Funny Gamescast. We cover video games, but we also cover movies, and we have a great time doing it. We're just best friends hanging out. So don't worry. We're getting back to Alien vs. Predator, everybody, right after we get through some of the big summer movies, but Fantastic Four, Superman, Alien vs. Predator. It's been a great time. The good times are just starting.
That's right. So right now, like, subscribe, share on your favorite podcast feed or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and we'll see you at the movies.
That was good.
Thank you. I mean, we stole it. It's, I think Siskel and Ebert's line.
And we're back with the new story you've all been waiting for. Story number 3, Sega shares the first combat gameplay from its upcoming Virtua Fighter project, and even more news from Evo. I'm pulling, starting out from Chris Scullion at Video Games Chronicle. You did like a
That's how I do it.
You did like a kick there.
I mean, for Virtual Fighter, I got to do it.
I mean, you got to do it.
High kicks, low kicks. I mean, just parries and blocks. God bless. Fighting games are cool.
Barry, I need you to pull up this video as I read through, because come on. Sega has shown the first look at the in-game combat in its upcoming Virtua Fighter game. While a short clip of the game was shared back in January, it included a disclaimer that it was pre-development engine footage and not actual gameplay. Now, Sega and developer Ryu Ga Gotoku Studio have posted a minute-long video which it described as its first official look at gameplay. The video, which has no music, takes place in a training stage and has series veterans Akira and Sarah Bryant fighting with each other with no HUD visible. The video ends with a message stating that more details on the game will be revealed at Tokyo Game Show in September. I didn't watch all of EVO during the weekend because I was between the barbecue and wrestling, but what I will say is that for when I was tuning in, this seemed like the biggest thing. This seemed like the biggest kind of trailer drop during EVO.
Okay.
Yeah, people were hyped on this.
I mean, the whole building was hyped.
Yeah.
The roof was going to tear off in Vegas.
I mean, it's
Bless,
EVO.
the whole weekend,
Dude,
yes.
You got to go to EVO.
I would love to. I would love to, Bless. I think you and I one day will go down there because it's moving to June.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they announced it last night. They're moving to June, and also they just keep announcing more Evos happening. At Evo
did you see that?
Yeah, Evo Singapore.
Crazy.
They're coming to. I don't know. I said they're coming to France. Like I live in France, but they're going to France soon.
France.
They already had Evo Japan, but they're doing that. Evo Awards as well is happening.
Yeah.
This will be the second one. There's a lot of Evo stuff. They announced CEO in August.
Yeah.
A lot of fighting game tournaments happening, and you love to see it.
So where does this rank for you? Because there's a lot of fighting games, Bless, and your list is ever evolving. It's always changing on what's hot, who does it the best. But like, where does this game land for you? And what should we know about this one?
When you say for me, like for my own personal taste, or where
for
do you
your
think
personal
overall?
list, where's it at?
I mean, Virtual Fighter's not high for me, but that's only because Virtual Fighter it's too good for me. Like Virtual Fighter is so fucking hardcore of a video game, and I will play this one. I will try it out. But after they put out Virtua Fighter 5 Revo out earlier in the year, I gave it a shot and just had to give up. It's like, brother, this is a game for fighting game nerds, fighting game fans, and people who played Virtua Fighter back in the day. It's really tough to get into, at least for me. Maybe it's my brain. Maybe it's like there's something that's off because I played so much Tekken, so it's hard to transfer over.
Of course.
But that game kicks my ass.
A lot of dope fighting games coming your way.
A lot of dope.
Still waiting on 2KXO. Now we got that Marvel one.
Yep.
I'm very excited about that.
Did you see the pictures of Evo where they had the booths for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls and the booths for 2XKO, and the 2XKO booth empty? The Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls booth popping. Absolutely popping. People were fucking into Marvel. This game is gonna change the world.
Let's not beat me down.
No,
much,
because I'm with you. Because
when 2XKO, they already had a beta.
But they were there last year, so I understand. No, it makes sense. But
that
also,
Marvel game's gonna be hot.
That Marvel game is gonna be
really hot. It's gonna be really hot.
I got a bunch of bullet points for you here. More fighting game news from Evo. I'm pulling from both GameSpot and Noble for these different bullet points. The recent Virtua Fighter 5 Revo will be taking to the world stage as it is set to be ported to Xbox, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2. So get hyped for that. Marvel took on Fighting Souls. PS5 closed beta is set for September 5th through the 7th.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna be playing that
Oh.
all weekend. What's
Right
that?
around the corner.
Right
Oh,
around, yeah,
snap.
soon.
Oh,
We're gonna get our
snap,
hands on that.
Les.
I think I'll be out of town, but I should get back by the 6th, and so I'll
Bring
be
your
playing
Portal
some of
with
that.
you.
I ain't playing a fighting game on a Portal. Nah, man.
I'm trying to get it any way I can, bless.
I am, brother. I said brother twice now in the last 2 seconds. But like, no, I'm not playing a fucking fighting game online on a Portal. You're gonna have to, we're gonna have to figure something else out. Tekken 8 adds Armor King on October 16th. Maeri Zoe was announced as the next DLC fighter. She's from Madagascar, Mike. Madagascar.
Madagascar,
character.
the movie?
No, the country.
Oh, okay. I fucking love that movie, bless.
Yeah, they got one of the animals from Madagascar, the movie. They got the zebra.
That would have been lit.
They like to move it, baby.
Have I ever told you about how, like, I feel like I said this story recently of going to see Madagascar the movie with my next door neighbor Freddie
good.
and his
Okay.
family, and like his mom and dad took us, and
Yeah.
then like on the way home, you know how the song
We were
ends?
talking about this when we were playing Donkey Kong. on
Was that
stream.
it? Yeah, because at the end of the movie they do like the "I like to move it"
I love
musical
that.
number.
Yeah.
And we get in the car on the way home. Freddie's dad takes out a CD, puts it in, and it has the "I like to move it" song.
Yeah.
Blew my mind as a kid. Then I was like, "Oh, you have this song
That's
already? Is the
crazy.
soundtrack out? Like, what the fuck?" Not knowing that was the song, but
Here's an underrated gem for you on Nickelodeon. The
Mm-hmm.
Madagascar, or the Penguins TV show. So good. Not a lot of people talk about that one.
not a lot of people
do.
Yeah. Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners will finally join Guilty Gear Strive's playable
That's
roster.
sick.
See, this is what I saw
That's
people
sick.
pop up a lot for.
That's happened in August 21st. In the trailer for Guilty Gear Strive ended with a teaser for Guilty Gear Strive 2.0, a new update coming to the game to celebrate its 5th anniversary. Also, Strive has surpassed 3.5 million players worldwide. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
That's cool.
That's that good
Okay.
stuff. Ken Masters from Street Fighter joins Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. He's out now. Invincible Versus adds Omni-Man as a playable character.
What?
Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact revealed their season pass. Under Night In-Birth developer French Bread introduced players to the next playable character, Izumi. And Street Fighter 6 reveals new swimsuit costumes and teased Sea Viper.
That's cool.
You watch Evo?
Yeah, I watched the ending. Street Fighter 6 top 8. Yo, shout out the winner playing with a controller, bless.
I try to tell people, man.
I was impressed. Like, in a world of fighting games, when I think of Evo, I think everybody's got their fighting pads. Everybody's got the sticks. No, this kid,
And
he's
had-
on his controller.
Because he had a dual sense. And it was like the
Was
the
it
cool
teal or blue? Yeah, green one.
He
Yeah.
has the one I have. I have that
Okay.
one in the office.
Yes, you do.
I was so delighted to see that he had it.
And the
Shocky,
kid with the box.
I was surprised he didn't have an edge, like a dual sense edge. He was just rocking raw dual sense.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's super wild to me.
That's pretty wild.
But yeah, a lot of crazy shit. Did you see the crash out?
When the kid started screaming, I saw clips of it.
Hold on, I need to find this shit.
We're going to find it.
I need to find this shit. But yeah, no,
No,
it
it's
wasn't
assets.
Mena RD who won Street
Men
Fighter.
RD.
I told you that I watched like the
That's
first
how you
round.
say it?
Yes.
His name, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's spelled like Menard.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would think that, but yeah, of course. It's gamers. It's gamer stuff. You know what I mean?
I'm typing in. If I type in "crash out" on Blue Sky, I think I have to go to Twitter for this one, unfortunately, because Blue Sky's not giving me what I need.
Okay.
But yeah, Mena RD, he was using Blanca, and when I tell you, after the first round, I was like, oh, he's gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah, he had something different. He was bringing something different to the table that they weren't quite ready for. And I liked watching it. It was very exciting. I also liked the aura farming that was going on out there.
Yeah.
You know, anytime you can get a good moment, I think that's pretty lit. Shout out to the perfect parry guy who lost and took second place. He was aura farming, and I like that.
Yeah.
He
Aura
was staring
farming.
down. Yeah, he had this moment where he walked out, right? And then he waited. He didn't sit down. He didn't set anything up. He just waited for Mena RD to walk out. This was in the first bracket before he lost, had to go to losers, and he just stared him down, and then they went face to face, and the crowd was freaking and tweaking. It was awesome,
Hell yeah.
man.
So the video that Barrett has pulled up is footage of a guy losing in the top 8 of Fatal Fury, and he is just
This has got to be a bit, though.
I feel like it has to be a bit.
Come on, this is a bit.
It for sure has to be a bit, but I'm not 100% sure. People say he's always been so animated, so yeah,
I
it's
love
a bit.
it. I also love the box, bro. We got to get you a box.
This goes on for so long.
Yeah, come on.
And I love the person next to him just being like, I don't know.
I don't know how to react to this.
I like that.
But yeah, great stuff coming out of Evo this weekend.
Let's write that down. Let's go to Evo.
I'm down. I mean, I went last year. You can listen. I'm always down to go to Evo.
You know who was there? Khalif Adams, my guy.
Leaf Adams was there.
He makes it a point.
I feel like so many people were there. I was gonna say Tasty Steve was there, but of course he was there because he's the biggest commentator there.
My buddy Fidel, aka Games Cage, was there.
Oh, Fidel,
Yep.
yes.
Shout out
Fidel
to my dude.
And Aru. Fidel and Aru
yep,
were there. We gotta go next time.
Write it down.
Also, I watched the Tekken finals as well. Arslan, there's a dude, I talk about him every year. Arslan Ash, he's the greatest Tekken player in the world. Also, shout out Sonic Fox as well. Greatest Mortal Kombat
GOAT.
player in the world.
Greatest ever.
We got to do something about those two people.
He's the GOAT.
Because Sonic Fox is so undefeatable at Mortal Kombat, just like Arslan Ash is so undefeatable at Tekken. We got to do something about this.
Let's do Evo next year, you and I, 2XKO, because it's teammates.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that.
Story number 4. Rare celebrates their 40th anniversary. I just got one article I'm going to pull from. This is from Xbox Wire. Man, I was all over the place when I made this doc because I wrote Xbox Wire at VGC. This is just coming from Xbox Wire. 1985 was the height of the British home computer scene, an era of games delivered on cassette tapes by young coders producing innovative titles straight out of their bedrooms. Among the most notable of these developers were Ultimate, already responsible for groundbreaking titles like Jetpack and Nightlore, but the studio's founders weren't about to rest on their laurels. This was the year that Ultimate co-creators Tim and Chris Stamper would form Rare, an ambitious new studio intended to focus on dedicated video game consoles, which had already established themselves in Japan and were about to take the rest of the world by storm. 2025 marks the 40th Ruby anniversary of that bold endeavor, and Rare's inviting everyone to join that celebration of this impressive milestone, offering free gifts, discounts, and plenty of swag to claim in their shared world pirate adventure, Sea of Thieves. Fangamer are marking the occasion with a range of retro Rare merchandise, including a Varsity hoodie, wireframe logo t-shirt, and commemorative Ruby pin. There's also a limited edition wireless controller being unveiled courtesy of 8-Bit Though, shining in the studio's signature colors and officially licensed by Xbox and Rare. I'm going to pause there. I need this controller.
You like this one? This is a cute one.
I love the design of it. And I think even more so, I just love Rare as a studio.
Okay, yeah,
so
of
I'm
course.
down to celebrate the 40th anniversary in any way that I can.
Okay.
But yeah, I love the Banjo-Kazooie puzzle piece on the right
Banjo,
analog
you have the
stick.
Sea of Thieves up there on the top left for
Yeah.
the other stick.
I'm a fan.
Where's Conker?
Where
Because he's
is
the
Conker?
best.
Well, that's the interesting. So in this picture, you don't see that. So I wonder if they have a couple of different options for what your
Oh.
sticks could be.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Meanwhile, I Am 8-Bit will be opening pre-orders for their freshly announced Rare 40th Anniversary Vinyl Collection later this week, while Evercade enthusiasts can look forward to a new cartridge collection of 12 vintage Rare titles spanning home computer, console, and arcade. I need this.
Jetpack, dude.
I absolutely
Jetpack,
need
dude.
this. Now, is it only their most classic titles?
Yeah, it's like
Ah.
yeah, it's an Evercade collection.
Yeah, okay, you know what? That actually makes sense. I was hoping to get some you know what? That's on me.
What were you hoping for? What were you-
You know.
You already have the Rare collection. It's on Xbox. You can play it anytime you want.
Yeah, but I want something physical. I have that digital. You know?
Sure.
Okay. That is odd. You think they would make that physical and celebrate?
I think I was hoping for Killer Instinct. I don't know what I was hoping for. I was hoping for like more like when you say cartridge, because of my age, I think N64 cartridge.
I want Perfect Dark. I want James Bond GoldenEye.
Yes.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
But sometimes I forget that they're owned by Xbox, and so you're probably not going to get Nintendo 64 cartridges and Super Nintendo stuff. A huge heritage sale in Sea of Thieves, Pirate Emporium, begins on August 6th, offering discounts on items inspired by classic Rare games. And beginning tomorrow, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subs will be able to claim an exclusive Rare Ruby emote as a perk for in-game use.
Fantastic.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations. 40 years.
40 years of Rare.
You might not get to see that out of many studios anymore. So congratulations on that. That's pretty special.
Yes, 1,000%. Rare, probably up there, like a top 3, maybe a top 2, maybe a top 1 video game studio for me.
Okay.
When I just think about their legacy and what they've done over the years, and like specifically how they made games that I love. Now, and I'm not just talking about the Banjo-Kazooies and the GoldenEyes. I'm talking about the DK64s and the Jet Force Geminis. Like doing those, doing Conquer, like they were the ones during the N64 era that weren't Nintendo that were carrying that console, right? It was Nintendo and Rare. And then you go back even further and you have the DKCs and you have the Killer Instincts and you have like this legacy of Jetpack and all the stuff that they've done. Like I absolutely love Rare as a studio, and yeah, I think they've had something special for quite a long time. It's funny because like even to this day I still have the love for Rare, even though I'm not a Sea of Thieves guy.
It's so good.
I wish I was a Sea of Thieves guy.
Sea of Thieves is so good. And I'm happy. 40 years. That's my childhood. Those are games that I still hold near and dear to my heart and love. And of course, even through that, with the Xbox 360 days of Viva Pinata and more, right? You think of some of those games, you're like, man, you nailed it. And that collection is really special.
Yeah.
If you can jump on Game Pass, if you already own it, that's a fun one just to go back and see all the games through all the time and jump in and out of certain titles. A lot of fun.
1,000%. Story number 5. EA is pretty motivated to adapt Apex Legends for film or TV. This is Tom Ivan at Video Games Chronicle.
Of course we are.
I've written this down. I put it on the calendar. We'll see if we actually get to it. But I put on the calendar a discussion about video game adaptations. The way I framed it so far is every upcoming video game movie ranked by hype. I forgot, it was not that verbatim, but it's essentially like a hype check. But like we're gonna like tier them up.
Okay.
Or rank them based on our hype for the upcoming things. Because this is getting unwieldy. I'm pulling from VGC. Electronic Arts sees a lot of potential in adapting Apex Legends for film or TV. That's according to EA president Laura Miele, who told Variety the publisher is pretty motivated to expand the franchise beyond games. Players, quote, don't have all the backstory, the history, and there's just rich worlds and rich history with these characters and these legends that can come to life through linear media and partnerships, the exec said. We're pretty motivated to do that and doing it in a way that really respects and upholds the brands and the franchise, Miele said. Miele also spoke about EA's plans for tie-ins with the upcoming Sims movie, which is in the works at Margot Robbie.
That's going to be a mega hit.
No, that is going to be maybe one of the most successful video game movies of all time. I'm calling it now.
I was making a joke.
No,
Do you think so?
Do you know the Sims is so fucking popular, and you're giving it to Margot Robbie's studio, who did Barbie.
Okay.
That shit is gonna pop off.
Could pop off.
It's gonna pop off. It's being done by Margot Robbie's company, Lucky Chap. Quote: where we sit today, from a technology perspective, innovation perspective, we are in a moment, and we're in a moment where we can actually co-create content and be a multiplier for each other and have these great experiences for fans, she said. Quote, it's going to be so full circle and so fulfilling to bring content in a linear way and an interactive way simultaneously and even have it adapt to fans and how things are going. When we have a couple of ideas about how we would go to market with a movie and a couple of different expressions, I just think the opportunity is so ripe, end quote. An Apex Legends movie or TV show.
So there's a couple sides to this one.
Yeah.
One, there's the Battle Royale side. Do you make it a Battle Royale movie or a cool like anime TV series on Netflix? Or is it more like, hey, let's build off in the world and let's go tell stories with some of your favorite characters, right? Mm-hmm. That's how you go about this. One of those two options. Now, would I love a Battle Royale movie and or TV show?
I'm always down for a Battle Royale concept for a movie or TV show. That's just always
Remember
fun.
when we had a bunch of those going on? Battle Royale, the movie, of course. Mm-hmm. Then we had Stone Cold Steve Austin in The Condemned.
Oh, yeah.
Where they sent a bunch of prisoners onto an island and said good luck. Then the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
She volunteered.
I mean, even to some regard, like Squid Game is that too.
Squid Game is that for sure, 100%.
So like that would work. And if they make this, I kind of hope it would be that because I'm actually down for that. I don't know, man. I'm not as interested. I like the Apex Legends characters. I don't like them enough to be like, oh, I want a Lifeline movie. Like I want a Bloodhound film.
Really quick, I just had a very brain-broken moment where I thought to myself, Squid Game is the Fall Guys of the Battle Royale movie.
Yeah, there you go. He's on.
I mean, they made like a whole Squid Game mobile game that I think was kind of Fall Guys-ish, so you're not off.
Yeah, everybody saw the success on a couple of teams that made it and did it well. And of course, now we're all having that conversation of like, what could we bring to the table? And so, yeah, you look at Apex Legends, you have a lot of colorful, fun characters and world that you could bring. I look at it more as like a Cyberpunk Edge Runners of like, give me like a really cool anime on like a 10 episode scale. I don't know if I need like a live action movie of this anytime soon.
Maybe the context of the video game movie adaptation discussion is, do we cut it or keep it? Because I look at this and I'm like, cut it. I don't need an Apex Legends movie.
Everybody brings 3 to 4 ideas. You pick an IP, and is it a movie or TV show, and you pitch it. And then we all go around the table and we say, keep it or cut it. And then whoever has the most keep it's out of the group wins.
I like that. I actually do like that. This is a cut it for me. I don't need it. I don't need it. What like I feel like they look at Overwatch a little bit and they're like, well, everybody wants an Overwatch movie or TV show. Maybe they'll want that out of Apex. I don't know if they do.
We could have been swimming in World of Warcraft cinematics if we could have just given that team a bulldozer full of money and just said, just start making TV shows and movies because they're some of the best in the game.
Yeah.
And we don't get that.
If this Apex Legends movie comes out, and it is indeed the Battle Royale concept, that could be big, Mike.
Could be real big.
That could be huge. But if I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
Bless, I would take you to our last news story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Somebody in chat says, I'd rather a Titanfall movie. I agree. A fucking Titanfall mech film? That could be cool.
I would like an Armored Core movie and or anime.
Armored Core movie would be
That
sick.
would be sick, right?
That would be sick. Give it to the Pacific Rim people.
Oh, man. You remember? We were thriving with those movies.
I like Pacific Rim,
having
man.
a good time with those.
I enjoyed it. I never watched the sequel.
Oh, you watched number 2?
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about it. So I think
they doubled up in the pod.
Oh, they like mind melded.
Yeah, you had to mind meld with another person. It was pretty cool.
Who was in that? Was that Anthony Mackie?
I don't know.
Why do I think it's that? For some reason, I picture Anthony Mackie. Chat, let me know who was in Pacific Rim 2. We news for you. Let's start off
It
with
was John Boyega.
it was my guy, John
Johnny
Boyega.
Boy. Johnny.
Hell yeah. Maybe I'll watch that. I fuck with John Boyega. From PC Gamer, 2 weeks after Valve confirmed it had removed a pile of NSFW games from Steam because of pressure from credit card companies, and 1 week after itch.io followed suit, MasterCard has released a statement denying responsibility for the takedowns, saying it, quote, allows all lawful purchases to be processed through its systems. In a statement provided to PC Gamer, Valve said that it had tried to work things out with MasterCard directly prior to removing the games and suggested that MasterCard did have at least an indirect influence on the outcome. Quote, payment processors rejected this and specifically cited MasterCard's Rule 5.12.7 and risk to the MasterCard brand, end quote. Y'all, if you want to learn more about this, go over to PC Gamer. They have the full article. There's a lot of information there, but right now, there's a lot of pointing fingers.
A lot of pointing fingers.
Yeah. To boil it down, a lot of people are calling MasterCard because, we're a group is using censorship as like a way to take off things from the internet. But what, is deemed as pornography or censorship, And so, MasterCard is trying to push the blame to someone else because they're getting a lot of phone calls. And is essentially just saying, maybe you should keep calling MasterCard if you're upset about this.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Lust Sisters 18 with a cross to it is available right now for $10.04 on Steam.
What's that about?
Let me tell you what, you go to a church.
Yeah. You know what? Don't tell me anymore. From VGC, Nintendo has released a new survey designed to identify player preferences around different Switch 2 game purchasing options. The survey asks whether players prefer buying games physically or digitally and seeks feedback on Switch 2's controversial game key cards, which have proved unpopular with some consumers. Raven Software QA Union secures a contract with Microsoft after 3 years. Hooray. Valorant Mobile launches August 19th in China.
Oh,
It's happening.
could be something.
Nintendo reconfirmed Metroid Prime 4 Beyond for 2025, and it'll be playable at Fan Expo Canada this month. Lastly, Yuke's has acquired Aqua Plus, and that is it for Wii News. Before we get out of here, let's hop into Super Chats. Of course, you write in, we read it, we talk about it. Just like Riley21 did, they say, please, for the love of gods, keep it animated. Presumably, they're talking about the Apex Legends
100%. 100%.
Let's see here. Nick, the horror game fan, says, what do you think the best year in gaming is? I think it's 2001. So many great games came out in 2001.
That's good. 2025.
I mean, 2025, I think, is already a fantastic
We're living
year.
in a great year.
Yeah.
The best year, though?
If I was doing a personal ranking, 2025 would be pretty high because a lot of like games I like are coming, like a lot of my personal tastes, like Blueprints, Expedition, Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? Like I'm getting a lot of me games.
Yeah.
Um,
Battlefield 6.
Battlefield. I might be hopping into Battlefield 6. That shit looks fucking.
That
sick.
shit looks wild.
That shit looks good.
2010 is up there for sure.
2017 would be my first pick.
Yeah.
2017 was incredible. 2004, I feel like was great too. I forget. 2004, I feel like had a lot of shit that I was into, but I want to make sure they came out
Well,
that
that
year.
could be a great stream, or you coming back to us with your top 10.
I mean, I'm down. 2004 was San Andreas, Halo 2, Half-Life 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Need for Speed Underground 2, MGS4, World of Warcraft. Don't
Pretty
sleep
good.
on 2004, y'all.
Don't sleep on it.
And then
Don't sleep on it.
was it 2023? What was the year that we got? Oh, what was it? Baldur's Gate and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. That was a really good year.
Good year.
In the moment where everybody
How about
was,
Elden Ring.
yeah, but I feel like Elden Ring was like the one. Because what came out that year? Was that Spider-Man 2? What came out to fight with Elden Ring? I feel like there wasn't any other big dogs.
What was the year for Ratchet and Clank?
2021.
That's a good one too.
What else came out that year?
You know what? I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna go with.
Name
gonna go
Name
with
one other
2018
game.
to
Name one
2025.
other game in 2021.
For
These are
2021.
my favorite right
He's
there.
like, that was a good year because Ratchet and Clank came out.
Name one other video
I
game,
love
Mike.
that game. I like that game.
That's hilarious. What was the year that It Takes Two came out? Great year. That was a great year.
Also 2021, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We still talk about Split Fiction?
See, I was thinking about that the other day because I just think about video games. You know how my brain works. Split Fiction's still up there for me.
Okay.
Still in my top 5.
You think it's making the Jeff Keighley's top 5?
No.
No.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna count it out yet.
Okay.
We'll have to see how the rest of the year goes.
Okay.
Right now, it would. Right now, I think it would. But you put out one more Game of the Year contender? No. Like, if Ghost of Yote lives up, I don't know if Split Fiction is, but
Metroid Prime actually comes out this year.
yeah. Yeah. More super chats for you. Cozy Bear writes in, says, birthday tax for my mom. She turns 62 today. Happy birthday, Cozy
Happy
Bear's
birthday
mom.
to your mama.
Street Shadow says, blessing, since you watched wrestling this weekend, then you should definitely watch the Armored King trailer from Evo this weekend. Fire. I did watch the Armored King trailer from this weekend at Evo, and it was a great trailer. Have you seen it?
No.
You should watch this.
Okay.
It's good. Dexter Schwarzler says, just to remind you, Bless, we've entered the end of year months now. Hope you all have a great day. The end of year months.
We're in the second half.
Yeah, but like the end of the year?
Yeah.
Was that a
When you
thing
ha-
I said?
When you enter the second half, it's the end of the year.
I don't feel like it's the end of the year until we at least hit like second half of
I
October.
mean, it's the start of the school year, Bless. Kids are going back.
I don't know if I'm calling it the end of the year.
Letting you know.
I think maybe they're making fun of the fact that I would probably call this fall, like video game fall,
Yeah.
which I
Mike says
concede.
that too.
I concede.
I call August fall.
It's not.
See,
but-
that's what I was saying, but
Yeah.
everybody got mad at me.
If the kids go back to school, it's fall.
No, it's not. It's literally.
You know what?
not.
That's probably why I do it.
Yep.
That's probably
I
because
get
the
it.
school year starts in
get
August,
it,
so I
yeah.
probably call that fall.
If you got to go back to school shopping, you got to lace up your sneakers and get dropped off. It's fall.
Fall is the end of September.
Okay, technically
Leslie
it might
doesn't
be.
like that. He doesn't like that.
Technically he's right.
I'm just saying. I'm
I'm
just
gonna say
saying.
technically he's right, but in spirit, once I hit September 1st, for sure we're in fall.
Oh, for sure.
for sure.
For
End of
sure.
August.
Oh my
like,
God. If they're playing college football, it's already fall.
if I'm waking up at 6 a.m. to get ready for school, and we're saying the Pledge of Allegiance and all that. We're in fall. Come on, dog.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance.
You think you could rattle that off right now?
Yes, Mike. What the fuck do you mean? I said
allegiance to the flag for the United States of America. Oh, maybe I could rattle it off.
Brother, we said it every single day.
Every
for
single day.
12 years of our lives.
Not 12 years.
12? What, through 5th grade, K through 5?
No, I'm saying like 1st grade through 12th grade.
Oh, I was doing that shit until 8th grade.
No,
for
you
sure.
weren't doing that in middle school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? I wasn't doing it in middle school because I went to Nigeria for middle school, where we
Yeah.
did sing the national anthem before school every day.
We were doing that shit in Ohio
That's
in 8th
pretty
grade
lit.
for sure.
I mean, no, it
That's
wasn't,
pretty
because it was a
lit.
boarding school where we all stood in lines, like we're in military school, and we like would sing the Nigerian national anthem, which I definitely couldn't quote to you now. But yeah, in high school we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, the American
No
Pledge
way.
of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on the
I
intercom.
must have been so stoned, I was missing that.
We didn't do
There's
that
no
here in
way.
San Francisco in high school
Okay.
for sure.
You know what?
It's regional for sure of like when people stop.
I think
Yeah,
we
it's pretty
did it
cool.
in the first year and then stopped
Of high school.
of high school. I think it was like
Champaign, Illinois.
Champaign, Illinois. I think there might
Yeah,
have
that's,
been.
that's the Midwest. That's a flyover state.
It might have been. First of all, you watch your mouth.
They're
Second of
definitely-
all,
they're definitely doing that kind of shit.
I think it might have been a thing where there was like a political thing happening. Because I remember there being a big conversation about like, hey, if you don't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, like you don't need to for like religious reasons.
wait,
or
I
whatever.
remember that. I remember that.
I remember that being a
Yeah, I
big
remember
conversation, and then I think at some point they just stopped doing it.
Oh.
Anyway, a couple more super chats for you. Mellow Fellow says, in theme of Evo being this past weekend, Gamescast idea, Blessing and Mike build a bigger roster for 2XKO with Blessing's fresh eyes and Mike's veteran touch.
Oh, could show you some cool characters inside a league.
You show me the
Over
league,
150 champions.
you show me the league character, describe them to me, I'll build the moveset.
Cool. We could do
That
that.
might be a stream. And then IC Wiener says, hold a Pokemon tournament, winner gets to review Zaw.
I love that. I do think we should do that.
I think that'd be a fun time.
Should we do it in TCG Pocket?
We pick. Oh, that's cool, Barrett.
It would have to be like a cross Pokemon, because Pokemon's so many things. It would have to
Yeah.
be trivia, pocket,
Yep.
stadium mini games.
Stadium.
Yes.
Yep.
I got a really good. I
That
got
might
a
be
really
And then
the
we
good
pick
deck right
one Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has 30 days. Good luck. Get your Pokemon up. You have to start from the beginning.
When does Zaw come out? Do we have that much time?
now.
We got
October.
time. We got time.
Oh, we have time. Yeah, we
got
have
a couple
time.
months.
Listen, I like this. Now it's time for kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. You write in and let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong, so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube, listening later on podcast services around the globe. Donovan wrote in with, we kind of figured this out. There actually is a Bioshock movie in development at Netflix. It was
Yes.
announced a few years ago. Oh, Mad Rockdo says the empty 2XKO picture was rage bait. It was taken before the doors were opened for the event. Man, the internet, dude, they just be getting us. Remember the AI video, the cow eating the girl,
That was crazy.
or throwing
That
up on
was-
the girl?
That was crazy.
That was nuts. KDG says God of War Ragnarok came out the same year as Elden Ring. They were the biggest two Game of the Year contenders. You know what? I remember that because God of War Ragnarok was our Game of the Year.
Don't forget Horizon that year.
No,
Put it up there. Put some respect on that year.
Dying Light 2 was that year, and Sifu. That was a good year.
I just know that because remember, Bless,
Mhm.
Horizon always comes out next to one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
First one was Breath of the Wild. Second one was Elden Ring.
What came out when that Horizon Lego game came out?
That was last year.
Was that Baldur's Gate 3? And then Squiddy Witty writes in and says, regarding Embracer, no way this is real. The Embracer Group was renamed Fellowship Entertainment back in May.
Yeah, I mean, you get the IP to Lord of the Rings. You just double down.
It must be like an Embracer Group subsidiary. Yeah, Fellowship Entertainment will be the new home of Lord of the Rings and Tomb Raider. Technically, it's just a rebrand of Embracer Group. No way. I'm going to look into this after the show.
Look
I
into
got a lot of questions. We got to get to the bottom of this. Mike, that's it for the show. We did it. We
Yeah, that
killed
was
it.
a good one.
Oh, we got one more from Blue Knight that just came in. The THQ Nordic Showcase was actually announced in late June, a little over a month before it took place. So there we go. Mike, this has been it for Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next. Once again, that's going to be my interview with the the developers of Sifu and Rematch. It's me talking to Sloclap, like the lead of Sloclap, about so many things. Rematch and Sifu mainly being the things. It's a really good conversation. You should check it out, listen to it, watch it, give it a click, give it a like if you like it. Until next time, Game Daily.